Today I have the keys to the 2021 Kia Forte GT. Huge shout out to Keffer Kia for providing this car for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be down in the description. This model here is finished off in deep sea blue and it has an MSRP just over $24,000. Let's go ahead and jump into today's review by starting up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This model here is paired to the 6-speed manual transmission. It pumps out 201 horsepower around 6,000 RPM and 195 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,500 RPM. It is front-wheel drive. It weighs in just under 3,000 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 6-second range up to its top speed of about 130 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 14 gallons, you can expect to see around 25 miles per gallon in the city and 32 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 106.3 inches. Its overall length is 182.7. It has a width of 62.5 inches and a height of 56.5 inches. With all those specs out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walk around on the 2021 Kia Forte. I'm going to start with this grille. It has a really nice design to it. The red trim that you see is a part of the GT package, and it also has black chrome on the upper and lower section of the surround, just giving it a really nice look. This model also has LED headlights. It has projector beam fog lights down in the lower section of the grille, and you can see the turn signals are nicely placed on both sides with piano black surrounding them just to give it a really nice look. There's also more piano black in the lower section of the front bumper, and then you can see there's really nice cutouts in the mesh to provide maximum cooling to that turbocharged engine. Of course, we have the Kia badge up top along with the GT badge on the right side of the grille, and then there's some really nice lines that come down the hood. Moving on to the side profile now of the Kia Forte, we're going to start off with these 18-inch wheels. They have a really nice multi-spoke design to them along with a two-tone finish. They're also wrapped in a Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tire. You'll see that these side mirrors are finished off in gloss black. They feature the integrated turn signal as well. This particular model also has a sunroof up top. The exterior also has a really nice body line that goes from the headlights just underneath these side mirrors, and it goes above the door handles all the way to the rear taillights. And then you'll also notice there's more gloss black on the lower side skirts just to tie in nicely with the rest of the vehicle. And this model has a sport tuned suspension. And then finishing up in the rear, you'll see this model has the trunk lip spoiler. It's finished off in gloss black. This has a backup camera with all of the parking sensors in the lower bumper. It also comes with LED taillights. You'll see there's a really nice connector bar just to tie them in nicely, running right through the middle of the trunk. You'll also notice down on both sides we have the turn signals along with the reverse lights. You can see there's more gloss black in the lower diffuser there, and this also has the upgraded sports exhaust. Now it's time to go ahead and hop into the interior on the 2021 Kia Forte. With the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket, all I have to do is push on this black square on the back side of the door handle. You can use that to lock and unlock the vehicle, which is really nice to see. And then taking a look at the door panel now, you'll see there's black leather and red stitching on the armrest. We have the release handle up top along with a really nice trim piece surrounding that. You can see all of the window controls along with the side mirror adjustments. This model also has the upgraded 8-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, and you can see a little bit of storage space in the lower section of the door. And then moving on to the interior now, we'll take a look at these beautiful black leather seats. You can see the red stitching on the headrests. It's running down the bolsters along with the GT badge right in the center. They have a really nice design running down the inserts, and they are manual adjusting. So you have the bar up front to move them forwards and backwards and being able to recline. Once inside, we'll start off with the steering wheel. It's covered in solid and perforated leather and features red stitching running along the inside. You'll also notice really good hand grips on both sides. This does have a flat bottom design along with the GT badge and a brushed aluminum piece. Over on the left side, you have your Bluetooth and voice commands along with volume and tuning for the radio. On the right side, you have all the cruise control buttons, and these two here will control the center gauge cluster. So right now you can see some fuel economy. We can scroll down and look at some more information along with your miles per hour. We can also go over to the next tab and you can control all of your information for the lane keeping assist. So you have all of that information right there. And then going over one more, you have all of your user settings. So you can configure everything the way that you would like to. You'll also notice on the right side is the miles per hour along with the fuel gauge. Over on the left side is the tach and the engine temperature. And then making our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see traction control along with the lane keeping assist. You have the blind spot monitor along with a dimmer switch for the gauges. There is one air vent, And then making our way to the center, this is the 8-inch screen. It is a touchscreen system. Right now you can see the radio on one side. If your phone is paired, that would be in the upper right. And then there's some settings down below. If we go to all menus, that will pull up your phone. You have your voice commands, your radio. You can swipe over and go into your voice memo and setups. We can also use the buttons down below to go back to this home screen here. You can go into my menu and you have any items that you use the most. Basically, you can set up right there. You also have apps and setup. And then down below, you can see shortcuts to your radio and media. You also have your phone and a setup, along with being able to change the radio. You have power and volume for that on the left side, and then tuning is also on the right. And then working our way below that, you'll see 2 air vents along with the hazard button right in the center. And then we have all the climate control settings. They are laid out very well. You have the temperature on the left side, fan speed right in the center, and then where you'd like the air to go. And then just underneath that, you'll see a wireless charging port and then a lot of storage space at the very bottom. There's also a 12 volt and 2 USB ports if you need to use those. And then just behind that, as I mentioned, this is the 6-speed manual. We have a leather shift boot with more red stitching. This is going to be very fun to get out on the road. If you pull the release up front, we can go over and up, and that is reverse. You'll see the backup camera up here with the guidelines. Very good graphics for what's behind you. And then on the left side of that, we have the sport mode button. You'll see 2 cup holders in the middle, along with the manual parking brake. And then looking at the center armrest here, if we go ahead and open that up, you'll see a good amount of storage space along with a USB port. And then working our way to the glove box, you definitely have a lot of space for any items that need to go there. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats with the GT badge up on the top there. And then as I also mentioned earlier, this does have a sunroof, so we can go ahead and open up that sunshade. You have those controls up on the top, along with a sunglass holder as well. Jumping into the back seats now of the Kia Forte, I'm going to start off with the amount of room that you have. For the size of this vehicle, I can't complain with how much room I have. The front seat is set at my height, which is 5'10". I have a few inches in front of my knees and a few inches above my head. So it's actually pretty roomy. I could have 2 other people in the back here with me, which is of course nice to see in a 5-seater like this. You'll notice behind the passenger seat, there's a net for extra storage space. And then if you don't have somebody in the middle seat, we have the armrest along with 2 cup holders if you need to use those. And then I really like these back seats. They have the same inserts as you saw up front and a little bit of bolstering support to them just to make them very comfortable. And last up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the rear trunk storage space. You can either use the button on the key fob or nicely integrated underneath the backup camera. We can push on that button there and the trunk will automatically open up. You'll see there's a lot of storage space in the back with the rear seats up. They do also have a 60-40 split, so if you like to fold those down or fold both of them down to give you a lot more storage space, you have the option to do that, which is really nice to see in a vehicle like this. You'll also notice you can fold down the rear seats from the back here. You can pull on this tab here and pull on the other one. So if you're in the back area here, you can quickly fold them down. And then up top, there is one grab handle that we can use to close the trunk. All right, so getting the 2021 Kia Forte GT out on the road now. The first thing that I have to talk about is the fact that this has the 6-speed manual transmission. You don't see the manuals in a lot of vehicles now. Sadly, it is going away. So it's really cool to see it in a smaller family sedan like this. And it's been really easy to drive so far. Even coming around a turn like that, man, this thing handles well. What I love about the manual too is it just adds a lot more driver experience to your overall drive. You get to select the gears that you're going through, and personally to me, I think it is the best in any vehicle. And even in the Forte here, it's been really easy. I love how light feeling the clutch pedal is. So we'll go ahead and take off from first gear here. Just give it a little bit of gas. It tells you when to upshift. So we're into 3rd gear. It's very easy to row through these gears all the way up into 6th gear now, and we are just cruising. It's a fun little car to drive. I am really liking this so far. It doesn't have a crazy amount of horsepower, but you can get up to the speed limit fine. You can merge into traffic out on the highway fine. I don't see any issues with that. And then putting it into reverse, it's kind of neat how you have to pull the trigger on it, almost like you were putting it into gear in a automatic vehicle. And talking about the turning radius on this very tight road, it's actually not bad. I love the fact that you can get the 6-speed manual, and this turbocharged engine of course has more horsepower than the 2-liter naturally aspirated engine that is also available with this vehicle. And that model comes with the intelligent variable transmission. So I really am loving this 6-speed manual. But aside from that, let's go ahead and talk about the overall visibility that you get in this vehicle. Being a smaller vehicle, it's really easy to see all around. I love the amount of glass that you have. You can look over your left shoulder, look over your right shoulder, and the pillars are not all that bulky. So it really gives you a good 360 view around this entire vehicle. And you also have the backup camera too, which of course will help you out as well. Now moving on to the layout of the interior on the Kia Forte. First up, I love this steering wheel. I love the perforated leather with the solid leather on the top and the bottom. It gives you a really good grip on the steering wheel. You could take this out on some back mountain roads if you wanted to. It's been handling fantastic for the roads that I've been using today, and I really love the grip on the steering wheel, so I have no complaints with that. The interior layout is also really nice. I love the screen in the middle. It has all the information that you need, and there's very little buttons, which I really like to see in vehicles. So there's not a whole bunch of buttons scattered everywhere. It's a really nice layout. And then we have 3 dials for the climate controls. Very simple, yet effective at the same time. So I really love that. I also love the amount of storage space that you have up front. You can put all of your items, whatever you may have. And then of course you have the back seat room there for your passengers. You can fold those seats down, put in larger items. This would be a really good daily driver if you don't want a large vehicle, you want a smaller sedan like this, and you want to have a little bit of fun with the 6-speed manual. Love the bolstering support that they have to offer, and they even have red piping running down the bolsters, which I did not mention earlier in this video. So I am really digging this interior. The blue on the exterior with all of these red accents is a really nice spec to see, and we even have some more of that trim underneath the center infotainment screen there. All right, so I've really enjoyed my time behind the wheel of this 2021 Kia Forte GT. Coming around a turn like this, with the Sport Tune suspension, you can feel these bumps, but at the same time, it's hugging these turns incredibly well. You can almost feel no body roll, which is crazy to see in a vehicle like this. And downshifting there, getting back up to the speed limit. This has been a phenomenal car to drive. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Once again, a huge shout out to Keffer Kia for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure you guys follow them. Check out their website. That will be down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button if you want to see more of our daily uploads. I'll see you guys in the next video.